On a balmy evening in December 2022, the air around Lusail Stadium in Qatar buzzed with palpable excitement. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the majestic arena, where thousands of fans draped in their national colors filled the stands, chanting and singing in unison. It was the day every football fan had been waiting for, the final of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, a match that would etch itself into the annals of sport. Argentina and France, two footballing giants, faced off in a clash that was as much about pride as it was about legacy. Argentina, led by their talisman, Lionel Messi, sought to secure their third World Cup title, while France, with Kylian Mbappé embodying youthful exuberance, aimed for a back-to-back championship, a rare feat in the modern game. As the players took to the field, the atmosphere was electric. Horns blared, flags waved fervently, and a sea of blue, white, and tricolor created a vibrant mosaic of passion and hope. The tension was palpable as fans exchanged anxious glances, each hoping that their team would rise to the occasion. The whistle blew, and the match began with a frenetic pace that immediately hinted at the stakes involved. Argentina quickly asserted their dominance, with Messi weaving through defenders like a ghost, his presence haunting the French backline. In the 23rd minute, the moment the Argentinian fans had been waiting for arrived. A well-placed through ball found Messi at the edge of the box. With a deft touch, he turned, and with a flick of his foot, the ball rocketed past Hugo Lloris into the back of the net. The stadium erupted as jubilant Argentinian supporters danced and sang with delight. France, however, was not to be underestimated. They rallied with courage and creativity, and as the clock ticked on, a breakthrough came just before half-time. A swift counterattack saw Mbappé orchestrating the play, slipping a perfect pass to Antoine Griezmann, who slotted it past Argentine goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez with ice-cold precision. The roar from the French section of the crowd was deafening, as the match was tied just before the break. As the second half commenced, the intensity reached fever pitch. Both teams exchanged opportunities, with each save, tackle, and near-miss drawing gasps from the crowd. Argentina struck again in the 78th minute, a brilliant header from Lautaro Martinez that rattled the crossbar before finding the net. The Argentinian fans erupted once more, chanting Messi's name, believing, perhaps for the first time in years, that victory was within their grasp. But just as the joyous cheers echoed through the stadium, France responded with ferocity. In the 82nd minute, a header from Mbappé, followed sharply by a pivoting shot from outside the box, turned the game on its head. The ball hit the back of the net, becoming the first player since Geoff Hurst in 1966 to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final. The French players embraced one another, a beautiful choreography of joy amidst disbelief as they snatched the lead. With time dwindling, Argentina poured forward in desperation, the clock ticking mercilessly down. In a crescendo of football artistry, Messi orchestrated one final attack, slipping through defenders with an almost supernatural agility before sliding a pass to Angel Di Maria. With unparalleled finesse, Di Maria coolly slotted the ball past Lloris, equalizing once again. The match had transformed into a thrilling spectacle that verged on the extraordinary. As the whistle blew to signal the end of regulation with the score tied at 3-3, the crowd was on its feet, adrenaline coursing through every vein. Extra time began, yet neither team could find the decisive goal. Defenders made last-ditch tackles, and goalkeepers pulled off miraculous saves, refusing to yield an inch. Finally, the tension boiled down to penalties. Each team's best stood at the spot, hearts racing under the weight of the moment. The first two penalties were both converted with ease, but then came a pivotal moment as Martinez dove left, guessing correctly, denying Aurelien Tchouameni's shot. The stadium seemed to hold its breath. Messi stepped up next, and with a steely gaze, he powered the ball into the net, bringing his team within one step of glory. Kylian Mbappé followed suit, cool and collected, burying the ball in the back of the net as the pressure mounted. Then came the moment. Lloris, knowing that a save could preserve France's dream, faced the next shooter, Paulo Dybala. It was a high-stakes duel, the tension so thick it was palpable. Dybala took a deep breath, his foot struck the ball, but Lloris was there, anticipating the direction perfectly. The weight shifted. France now had the opportunity to seal their fate. Kingsley Coman stepped forward, his demeanor professional yet solemn. He readied himself, took a breath, and sent a shot towards Martinez, but the Argentine keeper stretched with all his might, the ball slipping past his fingers but still landing just out of goal's reach. With a sense of allies versus adversaries, the stadium gasped in disbelief. With the five-man shootout now complete, it all came down to the final penalty, and the air was thick with anticipation as the South American side took their final spot. The world watched with bated breath, the legacy of both teams on the line. Messi, with a combination of resolve and artistry, converted his shot flawlessly once more. With Argentina leading 5-4 in penalties, it was now up to Mbappé to keep France's hopes alive. He approached with calmness befitting a champion, and as he struck the ball, the world held its breath. The whistle blew, and as it sailed into the corners of the net, the crowd erupted. Finally, the last shot fell, the teams were level once more at 5-5. This was the climax of a duel that would be remembered not just for the goals, but for the heart and soul each player poured into the match. But it wasn't done yet. After the sudden death of extra time, a new order came. Martinez, an indispensable fortress, made one last save, propelling Argentina into a newfound frenzy. The path to victory glimmered ahead. As the last Argentine shooter took steps towards the penalty spot, there was an unmatched sense of destiny in the air. Lautaro Martinez closed his eyes for a fleeting second, then focused entirely on the goal. With everything riding on this moment, he struck the ball firmly, sending it soaring past Loris. The whistle finally blew, signaling an end to the sensation that had captured the world for weeks. Argentina had triumphed, claiming victory in one of the greatest World Cup finals in history. Lionel Messi sank to his knees, tears spilling as he embraced his teammates, while the entire support erupted into a sea of euphoria, their voices echoing into the night sky. As players and fans celebrated together, a sense of unity and joy enveloped the Lusail Stadium. It wasn't merely a win, it was a manifestation of dreams fulfilled, a story of passion and resilience that would be passed down through generations. That night, as sunlight faded and stars glittered above the stadium, history changed forever, knitting together the destinies of two nations, showcasing that football, at its core, was more than a game, it was a global heartbeat, reminding the world of its unifying spirit. In Qatar, on December 18, 2022, legends were born, and a symphony of dreams resonated into the heart of every spectator present.
Finally, I'm requesting to please like and subscribe my channel.